your song "Everything Else," two things really jumped at me about the lyrics. Where it says they seek and you find, they say seek and you shall find that there is a padlock on your mind, and you can find what's missing everywhere else.
Right. Yeah, the name of the song's actually Everywhere Else.
Yeah, that's why I don't sing all my songs, because I can't remember them. But what can you tell us about that song in the sense of the lyrics and kind of the inspiration behind it?
My sister, Emma, has gone through all kinds of really horrible things in life. She's been a great muse for me. I mean, it's horrible that she's gone through all these things, but because she's had all this drama in her life, it's given me a lot of material for songs. I tend to look at her situation and then realize that the same situation's happening with other people. And it was just one of those with songs when everything is just getting you to that point where you just can't stand it. You just want to run away screaming, and you have to go find that place where you can just be quiet, just sit there, and maybe there you can find the meaning that you can't find everywhere else, because everywhere else in your life horrible things are happening, but maybe if you just get to that spot by the river or lean by that tree, you can get a connection to meaning again and let your mind open up into possibilities in a future and find what's missing from everywhere else in your life.
I love how deep your songs are. I think that's one thing that really catches my attention about every song that you write. There's always a deeper meaning than just, like hearing you talk about it makes me understand and love it even more, because you're hearing it directly from the artist itself, what she wrote that about or whatever. So.
Well, I'm a literature major.
Yeah, you should be able to
and I love poetry. So I like to write, like Jimmy's song, for instance. Jimmy's song is another one about the wheelchair thing. I wrote that song about Jimmy because, while I was still in the wheelchair recuperating, he was the first one who, he would just show up at my door and say, "Come on, we're going." And he loaded me and my wheelchair into the truck, because I love to go fishing. I love to fish. And but I hadn't been able to do it for years because it's tough to get to the water in a wheelchair. Well, he'd driven all over 3 counties around our house to find places by a creek or a river or a pond or a lake or something that he could get me close enough to, that he could get me up to it in my wheelchair and I could fish. And he took me all over doing that. He'd take me 2-3 times a week just to get me out of the house and do something. And yeah, it was awesome. So I love him. He's a great guy. And so I wrote his song. But people have listened to it and say, "That's a song about you." And it's like, yes, of course it's about me. Because anytime you write a song, it's going to be something that affects you, and it's going to reflect on you, even if it's about somebody else. It's going to be always your perception of it. But in that particular song, though, I wrote it to be 3 layers. Basically, the song about Jimmy, also the song about me and my childhood, and then also a song about, like the everyman experience of just being another cog in the machine, and people telling you, your place is to be over there, be your little cog, live your life, die, nobody cares.
Yeah.
And trying to explain that, that everybody's life is important. Nobody is a little cog. Everybody, even if they're just going there, spinning their wheels, doing that same job every day, they're absolutely essential. We can't get along without anybody. And that was what I was trying to show that on 3 levels as I went through that song. And, that's what, again, doing literature and studying it, poetry and stuff, I think I enjoy poems and stories that speak to you on many levels. That there's a basic story, but if you look at it, it's also an allegory for something else, or it's a representation of a different mindset within the bounds of the story that you're creating. That's your basic plot. So you can read it and enjoy it on that basic plot level, or you can get into a little deeper, or you can get into it just a little deeper, and there's always still something there. And I try to write that way.
Yeah. If you could play or sing with any band or musician in the past or present, who would it be and why?
Okay. If I could play with anybody in past, present, or future, just be there and do it, I would love to be sitting in around a campfire with Woody Guthrie, singing to the Okies, the people who were displaced when the horrible Dust Bowl happened. And he got on trains and went all over America, writing songs and singing songs at camps, trying to give these people some hope, so that there is something better. We can, at least for a moment, we can all sing, dance, and enjoy life. And he spent his whole life doing that. And that was such an inspiration to me. He's like my hero to just, you know, throw it all away, get your guitar, get out there, and go and make people happy. So I think that if I could be anywhere in time with any singer, I would love to be sitting around a campfire singing "Your land is my land, this land is my land is my land, this land is your land" with Woody Guthrie.
It sounds pretty fun. I can see you doing that. If you know all the struggles you've been through in your life and how you've been able to overcome it is miraculous. If you could give only one piece of advice to my viewers here on struggles in life, how to overcome things, what would it be?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Just don't. Because no matter what happens, you never know what's around the next corner. If you give up, if I had checked out, I never would have gotten to do what I'm doing. You know, if you just...
I wouldn't be interviewing.
Right, exactly. If you just stop, if you just give up, whether you kill yourself or you just collapse into a chair and never get out again, or if you give up and don't find something to give meaning to your life, it's, you know, that would be it. Just don't give up. Keep going. Find something. It's like when I told you, when I was first getting out of the wheelchair, I couldn't do much of anything. I was struggling, doing therapy. That was really all I could do. So I went back to school and started studying and went back to school and revitalized that whole area for me. It was like a revitalization of a part of my brain I hadn't used since, you know, high school. It was like, oh wow, scholarship, yes, we know how to do that. Let's do that. And there's always something, and don't take no for an answer either. I mean, if somebody comes up and says you can't do that, say, well, yes I can. I mean, when I first started playing again, that was another fun thing. When I first started playing, I was going to different clubs, playing open mics and stuff, just trying to get my sea legs again, because I was still trying to learn how to move my fingers again, and I wasn't quite up to speed yet. But it was enough that I was, you know, wanting to get back out there and just throw some songs out. We started getting a band together and started looking for gigs, and everybody told me, you can't get gigs playing original material. You can't. Nobody will hire you. They all want cover bands. You got to play cover songs. And I said, well, no. I'm going to play my material. I'm going to play my music. I might throw, you know, in a 4-hour set, we'll throw in 3 or 4 covers the whole night.
Yeah.
That's it. All the rest of it is original. And I've had a great response. And I mean, everybody I knew, musicians in the community, no, you can't do it. You'll never make it with original material. I just kept saying no.
Well, I know everybody in Columbus, Mississippi loves you, especially Joe and Chris or Rex.
Oh, they were awesome.
I listened to you on the radio, and I was texting Joe. I was like, I have to have an interview like right now. And I was like, hook it up. And you know, he's got all this together with Chuck and everybody, and it's been just such an honor to interview you. And thank you so much for taking part out of your busy schedule.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. It's been really fun. I really appreciate it.
And I look forward to, you know, hearing some of your songs and getting into that. But don't forget to subscribe for my YouTube channel, and y'all stay fabulous.